Everybody, how are we doing today? It's so great to be back here with everybody. I really appreciate and always appreciate the opportunity to be back with all of you to share product information. This is really a special occasion for me, and I'm so happy that we've got so many people here joining us today. So thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your day to join us and to spend some time learning about DigestZen Softgels and how they can benefit you and how they can provide for relief, for gastrointestinal relief, for gastrointestinal support as well. So thank you all for joining us. I really do appreciate that. So I want to start today, as I normally do, by talking just a little bit about Doterra. It's always important to me that we first talk about who we are as a company. Doterra, as I've said many times, is the single largest supplier of essential oils on earth. We provide more research, we provide more better sourcing management, we provide better essential oils really than anybody else on earth. And that's really what makes Doterra special, is that we go further so that you have more information, so that you have more to go on. Okay, our mantra is that we help the world heal. And that's an important thing to remember, because we don't just help the world heal physiologically with the oils, but we help the world heal emotionally as well. We help the world heal psychologically, religiously, financially. You know, there's just so many ways that we can utilize essential oils in our daily lives to help us heal, to help us come closer together, to help improve that connection with those around us, whether it be our family, our neighbors, society in general. So I think that's just really important, and it's really something special to me that we realize that we are all here to help the world heal and to help others heal. So with that said, if you want more information on Doterra, I would really encourage you to get with anybody else on this call with us today, to get with people you know in your family who may be involved with Doterra. If you're not currently involved with Doterra, if this is new to you, then please contact somebody and get some more information. We really encourage you to do that, because there really is so much that you can learn about essential oils. So as I mentioned, we're going to talk about DigestZen today. And I'm really excited about this. This is an amazing product to have. And I'm really excited to have this product now as part of our lineup, as part of our nutritional products lineup. So this is super exciting for me, because digestion is so important in our daily lives. Okay? There is literally nothing in our lives that digestion doesn't touch on in some way or other. Because if we are not getting the nutrients that we need through digestion, we're simply not going to be able to get the nutrients where they need to go. So anything in our body, regardless of how distant it may be from our digestive tract, is benefited, needs our digestive system to be working optimally in order to be able to get the nutrients and everything that it needs in order to be able to function at its optimal best. So digestion is extremely important, as I've mentioned. And it actually does a lot of different things, okay? As I mentioned, it provides nutrients to be able to sustain life. But it also provides nutrients to be able to repair cellular damage. Cellular damage occurs when we don't have the nutrients in our body parts that are necessary. For example, if you work out, you'll need protein to be able to repair the muscle damage that you create by working out. Many people don't think of it as damage, but it actually is, because you're stressing those muscles. You need proteins, a macronutrient, to be able to repair those. You need vitamin D, you need vitamin A. There are so many other nutrients that you need in order to be able to repair damaged tissue or damaged cells. It also provides for nutrient absorption within the bloodstream. If it weren't for the way your digestive system is actually structured, you would never be able to get the nutrients into your bloodstream that you need to have in there. So that nutrients can move around into your, mix with the oxygen, mix with the blood, into your bloodstream, and move to the parts of your body that are necessary, that need it the most. Okay? That's really important to understand, that our digestive system isn't just a magical set of organs that help provide nutrients to our body, but actually helps interface nutrients with the circulatory system so that they can go to the parts of our body that need them the most. Provides for elimination of toxins from our body. And that's really important as well, okay, to understand that our body builds up a number of toxins. We expel those toxins when we breathe in the form of CO2, but we also expel those toxins through our urine, through feces, through our sweat, and through other means as well. Okay, and the digestive system actually helps mitigate in that process and helps that process function right, so that we can get rid of toxins. It allows, as I mentioned, for our body to build muscle tissue. It allows our body to adapt to stress. All right, a lot of stress actually occurs and starts within our digestive system, and occurs when we aren't digesting food correctly, when we don't get the proper digestion, the proper nutrition that we need. Our body tends to stress. We get not just mentally and emotionally stressed, but our actual tissues in our body become stressed if they're not getting what they need through the digestive system. So as I mentioned, the digestive system plays an amazingly important role within our bodies. It's been said, in fact, Hippocrates, the father of medicine, once said that all disease starts in the gut. And it really is true in a way, because if we're not getting the nutrients that we need, then nothing else in our body is going to be able to function as it should, as it's supposed to. Okay? That includes our brain, our hearts, lungs, everywhere. So we need to have an optimally working digestive system, and it's super important that we do that. Now, there are a number of things we can do to help support healthy digestion. All right? Simple things like eating a balanced diet, simply getting the nutrition we need, eating the vegetables, eating the proteins that we need at the right quantities so that we can get the optimal nutrition and our digestive system can work optimally. Simple things like chewing food. Make sure to chew your food. In this world today, it's so easy for so many of us just to gulp things down as fast as we can and out the door we go. You know, that's really not a healthy thing to do. Okay, take your time to chew your food so that it can properly mix with the saliva in your mouth. Get the enzymes from that saliva to start the digestive process as you swallow. Okay, super important. Take the time to chew your food. Stay hydrated. Drink water. Get water. Again, so many of us don't simply get the water that we need, the hydration that we need each day. Just drink water. Doing that, again, helps with our digestion, helps move food and waste matter through our digestive system effectively so that we can properly digest the nutrients we need and expel the toxins that we don't. Now, one other thing, and you've heard me talk about this before many times, okay, is to make sure you're taking a good enzyme product, okay, a good digestive enzyme product like DigestZen. Okay, DigestZen we introduced about this same time last year, and it is absolutely so important. It is such a critical piece to our digestive puzzle, if you will, because it provides the digestive enzymes that we need to be able to properly and correctly digest food. All right, it provides everything from the the breakdown of starches, the breakdown of sugars, fats, proteins, and so on within our digestive system. Very important to get a really high quality digestive enzyme product and take it every day. I also suggest making sure to consume foods that are high in probiotics as well. Whether it's a very high quality yogurt, maybe something you make at home, or something you purchase that, again, very high quality, does not have the gelatins, the sugars, and so on that you don't need, but get something that is going to provide the probiotic support that your stomach needs and your gut needs. Okay, that is super important. Or you can look for a probiotic product like PB Assist Plus. Again, another product from Doterra that is absolutely amazing. It's a wonderful product, provides you the probiotics that you need in the amounts that you need them so that, again, your gut can work at its best and most efficient. Make sure you're getting exercise as well. Exercise, again, it's really hard for a lot of us to get the exercise that we need on a daily basis, but just get some exercise. That additional blood movement in our body and movement in our body actually helps with the digestive process. If it's just simply taking a 20-minute walk early in the morning or in the evenings, make sure to get outside, get some exercise. And then manage digestive conditions. And I think that's really what we're going to talk most about today, is managing digestive conditions because of how important it is that we do so. And that's really what DigestZen is all about, okay, is helping to address situations when they arise within the gut. So let's talk about those. What are they? What are some of those common causes of stomach upset? All right, now the scientific term for that is dyspepsia. So what are some of the causes? First of all, there's pathogens, things that you take, bugs, bacteria, bad bacteria that we might consume with our food, makes us sick. If you've ever had food poisoning or something similar, just ate some bad, something bad and got, for lack of a better way of saying it, what is it, Bali belly or deli belly, something like that. Yeah, that's what that is. It's just you're intaking pathogens with your food. Other way is through a lack of gastric emptying or delayed gastric emptying, where your stomach is not actually pushing through the volume or quantity of pre-digested matter as fast as it should be, or at all. Okay. There's also another pathogen called H. pylori, Helicobacter pylori, which causes, actually it's the cause of stomach ulcers, for many of you who are aware of that. Also something you need to watch out for. Impaired accommodation, eating more than your stomach can handle. I know that we just came through Christmas, we just came through New Year, the holidays everybody overeats during the holidays. I know it's a challenge, but avoiding that helps to avoid this much of these causes of stomach upset and dyspepsia. There's also other conditions like inflammation, intestinal inflammation. There is a condition called duodenal isophenelia, okay, that again causes problems or causes upset within your stomach, very severe upset. There's colic, where gas collects within your intestine and causes a very painful condition that many people suffer from, especially after overeating or maybe eating too many of the wrong foods too quickly. They suffer from colic, and we'll talk a little bit about that, actually, how we can address and help that too, so that your stomach is a little more feels a little bit better, okay, and is a little more accommodated. So those are just some of the causes of dyspepsia and stomach upset. And really what you want to do is be able to manage those, because again, by managing those, you manage digestion overall, and you're able to allow food to become more readily available, nutrients in the food to become more readily available for the rest of your body. Imagine, for example, if you have nausea, if you're sick or vomiting, you're not going to feel like eating, right? You're not going to want to get foods maybe that are what you need, foods that will help the rest of your body and provide nutrients for the rest of your body. So it's just important to manage those stomach conditions on a regular basis. And that's really what DigestZen's all about. So let's talk a little bit about DigestZen. This one here was recently listed on the Australian Register of Therapeutic Goods. Now, here in Australia, that is amazing. That's awesome, because it allows us to be able to say things and talk to the real purpose of DigestZen and the real purpose of this product, which again is to address those issues or those areas of stomach upset. In New Zealand, all of our friends there, unfortunately, we can't make many of the therapeutic claims about this product that we can here in Australia, but we still can talk about how the product supports healthy digestion in all the ways that we've just now talked about. So friends in New Zealand, we don't want you to feel like you're being left out of this at all. We really want to encourage you to get DigestZen as well, because again, it will help. It helps manage those digestive issues and helps support a healthy gut in the future and going forward. But let's talk about here in Australia a little bit some of the benefits that we can talk about really regarding DigestZen here. Okay, it's traditionally used in Western herbal medicine to support a healthy appetite. That's great. Okay, now it doesn't support overeating. Let's make sure that we separate those two. A healthy appetite does not mean that we support overeating. Overeating, in fact, is often the result, often a symptom of a very poor appetite, okay, where you don't have an appetite for the right kinds of foods and instead fill yourself up with junk food or others, and your body just doesn't stop. It just continues to consume products that are not going to be healthy for you. DigestZen, on the other hand, actually helps support a healthy appetite, helps support a digestive system that allows you to get the right foods in the right amounts so that you're not overeating and so that you are getting the nutrition that you need. It helps relieve colic. As I've mentioned, okay, gas bubbles tend to form within your intestines and causes a very painful condition called colic. Now, this product will help reduce the gas bubbles and actually help alleviate that colic or mitigate in that colic. And we'll actually go through a little bit of an experiment and show you how that works here a little bit later. It helps maintain healthy digestive system or healthy digestive function so that your body is getting the nutrients it needs and it's absorbing the nutrients in an effective manner. It relieves abdominal pain and discomfort. It reduces digestive spasms, okay, and inflammation within your digestive tract. And it helps decrease vomiting. It's antiemetic. So by helping to decrease vomiting, it helps calm our stomach, helps make things more healthy, okay, makes us feel more healthy so that we can get the right nutrients and we can get the right foods that we need to be getting. And it helps relieve nausea as well. So reduces vomiting, relieves nausea. It's a great product to take if you're traveling, for example. If you suffer from motion sickness, if you suffer from, car sickness or on an airplane, great product to have just before traveling so that you can help address nausea, you can help address motion sickness before they ever happen. So just some of the awesome benefits. Now, what does DigestZen consist of? Well, DigestZen consists of a number of different essential oils. It's one of our essential oil blends. The great thing about the Softgels is that it is just these essential oils blended and included in a vegetarian capsule. One of the great things about it, like I said, it's a vegetarian capsule, but it's also halal. Okay, so our Muslim friends and neighbors can use this product as well, with confidence, knowing that everything in this product here is clean, is safe, is vegetarian. So that's one of the wonderful things. Now, what is the essential oil blend, or what does the essential oil blend consist of? Well, first and most important ingredient in there is peppermint. And peppermint is amazing for gastrointestinal support because it actually helps reduce and alleviate or mitigate in the inflammation process within our stomachs and within our intestines. So there's actually been a number of different studies that have been conducted. I've got a study on the study up right now. It's from the Complementary Therapies in Medicine from 2021. So just last year this was conducted. It says the effects of peppermint oil on nausea, vomiting, and retching in cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy, an open-label, quasi-randomized control pilot study. Now, as many of you know who have friends or who have neighbors who have gone through chemotherapy, you probably know just how traumatic it can be. I've had a number of friends, my own brothers have been through cancer therapy and cancer treatment, and it is heartbreaking to watch as somebody feels so nauseated, it vomits, and has such horrible gastrointestinal distress going through this process. And peppermint is actually something wonderful to help relieve that process a bit. It doesn't stop the cancer. That's not really what it's all about. What it is about is helping support gastrointestinal motility helping to support a healthy gastrointestinal tract so you don't have the retching and the vomiting and the nausea that are associated with chemotherapy. So if you look at this same study here and you go down to the conclusions say, and I'll just read it here, that peppermint oil significantly reduced frequency of nausea, vomiting, retching, and the severity of nausea in cancer patients undergoing chemotherapy. And I think that's amazing to recognize just how powerful peppermint oil can be in terms of helping address nausea, vomiting, retching, and gastrointestinal distress in such a traumatic situation as chemotherapy. So that really does show you just how powerful peppermint essential oil can be. In another study that was conducted and reported on in the Journal of Gastroenterology from 2007, this one's titled Early Effects of Peppermint Oil on Gastric Emptying, a crossover study using a continuous real-time 13C breath ID system. And again, if you go with me down to the conclusions, it reads, this study showed that peppermint oil enhances gastric emptying, suggesting the potential use of peppermint oil in clinical settings for patients with functional gastrointestinal disorders. Basically, what that is saying is that you'll remember that gastrointestinal emptying or delayed gastrointestinal emptying is one of the causes of dyspepsia and stomach upset. Well, the peppermint oil found in DigestZen will actually help reduce that delay time, actually helps improve gastrointestinal motility or gastrointestinal emptying, gastric emptying, so that your stomach can empty of its contents into the intestines sooner, so that you don't have that discomfort of food not moving out of your stomach in a timely manner, okay, as it should. So two very powerful studies, I think, showing peppermint and how powerful peppermint can be in terms of dealing with gastric emptying and dealing with vomiting, nausea, and retching. So what other ingredients do we have in DigestZen Softgels? Well, we have caraway. Caraway oil, again, is another amazing essential oil for gastrointestinal support. And one of the things I wanted to show you here was that caraway oil actually works in tandem, synergistically with peppermint oil. The two actually enhance the benefit of each other. We've talked about this with some of our other products in the past as well, and the synergistic effect that many essential oils can have together. But peppermint and caraway are two that can actually have a very powerful synergistic effect. If you look at this study that I've got on the screen right now, called from the Scandinavian Journal of Gastroenterology from 2006, the objective, well, let me read the title here, is a combination of peppermint oil and caraway oil attenuates the post-inflammatory visceral hyperalgesia in rat model. The objective, the visceral hyperalgesia plays a pivotal role in manifestation of symptoms in patients with functional gastrointestinal disorders. In clinical studies, combined treatment of peppermint and caraway oil significantly reduced those symptoms. Thus, the aim of this study was to characterize the effects of peppermint and caraway oil, individually and in combination, on visceral nociception in rat model post-inflammatory visceral hyperalgesia. So they're actually working together to reduce inflammation within the gut. If we go down here to the bottom and look at the conclusion of our study, it says these data show that the combined treatment with peppermint and caraway oil modulates post-inflammatory visceral hyperalgesia synergistically. So the two work synergistically together to reduce inflammation within our gut, to reduce post-inflammatory visceral hyperalgesia within our gut and actually calm, make our gut feel better, okay? Make our intestines and our stomach and our entire digestional tract feel better, okay? By reducing inflammation, reducing spasming. And it's really just a powerful study to show how these two essential oils work in tandem, work together with each other. This graph that I've got on the screen right now shows how peppermint and caraway oil work together to actually increase motility, okay, to decrease phasic contractility actually within the stomach. So what that means is that it prevents spasm. You can see the reduction in spasms, in stomach spasming or in intestinal spasming as a result of peppermint and caraway oil working together. So if you look at these two graphs, you can see the massive drop-off in these when these products are used in the spasming, in these stomach spasms. So I thought it was very powerful. I wanted to make sure that we talk about that and how powerful caraway is in conjunction with peppermint. Now the third ingredient in DigestZen is ginger. And ginger, I think many of you already know just how powerful ginger can be when it comes to motion sickness. There are a lot of motion sickness products on the market today. If you go to Chemist Warehouse or one of those, for example, and you can find ginger tablets all the time to address motion sickness. That's one of the reasons why ginger is here, because ginger has an enormous history, a huge long history of being used for stomach upset, okay, and used to help support your stomach and your digestive system. A long time ago, again, having just come out of Christmas and the New Year's, many of you probably enjoyed some gingerbread during that time. Or maybe even are enjoying the leftover gingerbread today. But gingerbread was actually really used a long time ago to help people settle their stomach after a meal. Remember, a long time ago there was no refrigeration, and so people, when they would eat meat, would often eat, well, spoiled meat. And so actually one of the reasons peppermint was such a valuable commodity, or black pepper was such a valuable commodity, was because it would mask the taste of spoiling meat. But after eating a meal of spoiling meat, a lot of people often got, well, a lot of stomach upset. And so a little bit of gingerbread after the meal would help settle their stomach. In fact, back in the 1500s, Queen Elizabeth I was actually accredited with being the first to come up with the gingerbread men. So many people have seen those little gingerbread people, or little biscuits that are shaped like gingerbread people. Queen Elizabeth I was actually the one credited with first developing those, okay? And what she would do is take gingerbread, and she had her bakers then cook gingerbread into biscuits and into the shape of her courtiers, so the people who were in her court. And she would give them out as gifts then during mealtime, so that people would have, a fun little token of themselves at the meal with Queen Elizabeth. And it was great. Courtiers loved them, well, until they didn't anymore. Okay, if they ever fell out of favor with the Queen, suddenly the gingerbread biscuit was no longer as, wasn't as happy to see them anymore, shall we say. So, but that's where gingerbread comes from. It's been used since the time of the Greeks, okay, to actually help settle stomachs and help with that sense of nausea. So there was a study conducted in the British Journal of Anesthesia back in 2000 titled "Efficacy of Ginger for Nausea and Vomiting: A Systematic Review of Randomized Clinical Trials." If you look down here to the highlighted part with me, it says 6 studies met all inclusion criteria and were reviewed. 3 on postoperative nausea and vomiting were identified, and 2 of these were suggested that ginger was superior to a placebo and equally as effective as metoclopramide. Very difficult drug name to pronounce, sorry. But if you go down to the bottom, it says these studies collectively found or favored ginger over a placebo. So ginger was more powerful than their test medium, their placebo, for dealing with nausea and vomiting. So peppermint, caraway, ginger, we've talked about all of those. Star anise is actually the fourth oil in DigestZen. And the main component of star anise is actually a chemical called anethole. And anethole is very powerful for relieving inflammatory pain. Okay, so this actually helps to address the inflammation and those spasming within the gut. If you look at this study from Inflammopharmacology in 2013, it talks about the anti-hypernociceptive activity of anethole in experimental inflammatory pain. The abstract states that anethole has been reported to have antioxidant, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, and anesthetic properties. The chemical composition of star anise oil was determined by gas chromatography and mass spectrometry, showing a presence of anethole at 98%. So a very high proportion of star anise oil is actually anethole. The present study provides evidence of the anti-inflammatory and analgesic activities of anethole in acute and persistent inflammation models. So it deals with inflammation within the gut and actually provides a bit of an analgesic as well, okay? Helping to calm, helping to remove and reduce that gut pain. Along with star anise, there's also fennel in the product. And I'm going to move through these kind of quickly here now. There was a great study that was conducted on fennel. It's available through, again, the Public Library of Science, talking about the effect of fennel seed extract on STAT, stat signaling and intestinal barrier function, and how it benefits that, okay? It concluded that the barrier function of gastrointestinal tract was actually improved by fennel seed extract. Other ingredients in DigestZen include cardamom and coriander, both of which are important to help support digestion or digestive health. All of these come together to provide a product that helps deal with and address and mitigate these digestive concerns, okay? The dyspepsia and the digestive concerns helps us to manage our digestive tract better. Now, I had an experiment that I wanted to share with all of you. This is kind of a powerful way that you can show how DigestZen actually helps reduce gas and reduce colic within our digestive tract. If you take a little bit of milk, and I'm just going to use a small glass. This is something you can do at home real easy. But we're just going to put not very much milk in there, just maybe 20 ml. And we'll get a little frother. Now, this is just a coffee frother, okay? Something you can, froth your milk with if you're making a coffee in the morning. And we're going to froth our milk, okay? And whoa, there we go. We're just going to get a lot of bubbles, a lot of air mixed into that milk. So it'll take just a minute to froth this up. We just want to show what happens when you get gas and gas bubbles into the digestive system and how we can attenuate that. Okay, and that will be sufficient there. So you can see our milk here is just about doubled in volume. Okay, we went from about 20, 30 ml to about 60 ml in volume in terms of foam. If you take one DigestZen capsule, and I'm just going to poke a little hole in it, and we'll just put it right inside of that foam. There we go. In fact, I'll do a second one here as well, just so you can see this a little bit faster. There we go. But you can see how quickly the essential oils in DigestZen actually reduce or remove all of the air from that foam, okay, or from the milk foam that's been created. If you give it just a minute now, it's already gone from 60 ml of volume back down to, about 40 ml. So this will reduce right back down to its original 20 or 30 ml in about a minute. So it's just a very powerful way of showing how, by adding in the essential oils of DigestZen, that you can address air bubbles that are captured in our gut, because they do the exact same thing, okay? It will go and address the air within the gut, helping to remove that, helping to expel the air so that we feel better, okay? So just a very quick way to be able to show how powerful DigestZen essential oils are. So that is all that we have for today. I really do appreciate that everybody has been able to join us. Thank you for being here, for spending your time today with us. We're really, again, excited that we have DigestZen, and I would really encourage all of you to make sure that you're using DigestZen on a regular basis, but make sure as well that you're getting the right things you need for healthy digestion, okay? Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're getting exercise. Make sure you're getting water that you need. Make sure that you are getting the exercise that you need so that you can have the healthiest digestion possible. All right? Thank you very much, everybody. It's great to spend a little time with you.